Ladies and gentlemen, I literally just woke up maybe an hour and a half ago, and I'm in a state of shock. Honestly, I am. Context or no context, Romelu Lukaku, you did a dirty, mate. You effing did a dirty on Thomas Tuchel. You really have.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
Welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. What a crazy news to wake up to. Romelu Lukaku apparently not happy. Apparently Thomas Tuchel has changed his module. Apparently he would like to go back to Inter someday. This is all after being in Chelsea, where you have unfinished business, and you literally hasn't even been 6 months since you've joined. My man, what's the push or drive to speak so much? Okay, I get it. Maybe you might have interview obligations. Why? Why are you talking so much? Why are you being so honest? Like, I'm gonna be mad if Chelsea are on course, and the way things are developing, players getting injured, our matches still continuing on with so many, test cases being positive, players unavailable through that. So the referees not giving the decisions our way. You can see Thomas Tuchel getting frustrated. Now this from Romelu Lukaku publicly coming out, and I'm going to go through the tweets and whatnot, context, out of context, many people talking about. I'm going to be mad if this is the start of driving Thomas Tuchel out of here, because honestly, we as a fan base need to understand what we've got. This gaffer that we've got is one of the best things that's happened to us. We can build a lot of things with this particular gaffer. I need people to understand this. These players, they only care about themselves. This is why I don't fall in love with players. I leave the club on top. Even with Ziyech, I could care less if he leaves. I like him. I will follow him wherever he goes. I want the betterment of Chelsea Football Club. To not care about any of these players one bit. They're there for themselves only. I want to make sure the Chelsea Football Club is at the forefront first. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what Fabrizio Romano broke a couple of hours ago. And he's quite staunch about it. A lot of people are attacking Fabrizio Romano for being clickbaity here. But he's saying that he's not misinterpreted any of these particular words. This was an Italian interview, apparently, done for Sky Sports Italy, I believe. And it goes something like this. I'll show you the full context as well. This is what Fabrizio Romano tweeted out. Physically, I'm fine, but I'm not happy with the situation at Chelsea. Tuchel has chosen to play with another system. I won't give up. I'll be professional. I'm not happy with the situation, but I'm a professional. And I can't give up now. It's mad. It's mad. Reading it just makes me feel sick. I think everything that happened last summer was not supposed to happen like this. How I left Inter, the way I left the club, how I communicated with Inter fans. This bothers me because it was not the right time. Now it's the right time to share my feelings. I have always said that I have Inter in my heart. I know I will return to Inter. What? I know I will return to Inter. I really hope so. I'm in love with Italy. This is the right moment to talk and let people know what really happened. Is this necessary? Do you need to publicly say this? After you said you had unfinished business with Chelsea, you're in your prime. You could not wait to return back to Chelsea. It felt right for you. Now you're saying, I know I'll return to Inter. I really hope so. What's going on here? I really hope from the bottom of my heart to return to Inter and not at the end of my career. But when I'm still at top level to win more together. What's going on? What's going on? I want to apologize to Inter fan. Timing of my words was wrong. What you did for me will remain forever. I just want to quickly show you guys before I give you my views on this. This is what apparently was said. Physically, I'm fine, even better than before. After 2 years in Italy, in which I worked a lot at Inter with trainees and nutritionists, I'm physically fine. I'm not happy with the situation, but this is normal. I think the coach chose to play with another module. What is this? So a lot of people are saying this is the real conversation that has happened, and it's been taken out of context by Fabrizio Romano's tweet. Fabrizio is still coming out staunchly and saying, no, not taken out of context. This is exactly what's been said. He goes on to say, I'm not happy with the situation, but this is normal. What are you not happy with? You got injured and then you had the disease. You tested positive for the disease. What are you not happy with? When you signed for Chelsea, did you not have a conversation with Thomas Tuchel? Did Thomas Tuchel not talk to you as to how you're going to be deployed? And it's early days. What are you frustrated about? Things take time. You need to be patient. You just said a few days ago after the Villa game that you spoke to the manager, you talked things out, and now we're playing differently. I can see it. We are playing differently with you. Why the need to talk about this publicly? I just have not given up to continue to work and professional. I'm not happy with the situation, but I am a worker and I don't give up. If I close my eyes and think back to the few months ago, it seems like a lifetime has passed, right? Everything has passed. I think everything that happened didn't happen like this, didn't have to happen like this. As I left Inter, as I communicated with the fans, this bothers me because it's not the right time now. But even when I left, it wasn't the right time. Now I think it's the right time to talk. What makes you think this is the right time to talk about the Inter situation? Even though a lot of people are saying this was done 3 weeks ago, apparently. I don't care. 3 weeks ago, why was it right to talk about this whole Inter situation, you not being happy? Why did you think, ROMELU Lukaku, that this was right? He goes on to say, do you want to send a message to Italian fans? First of all, I want to say big excuse to Inter fans because I think the way I left should have been different. I had to talk to you first because things you did for me, for my family, for my mother, for my son are things that remain in my life. I really hope in the depths of my heart to return to Inter and not at the end of my career. I mean, what's going on? What's going on? Matt Law. Told the Lukaku interview took place around 3 weeks ago. That does not make what he said irrelevant, but it does place important context on his frustration. Then probably not so much frustration now. It's unprofessional still. I don't think it's professional that he's gone out and said these sort of things. PYS, some of his tweets are absolutely bang on. He's deleted this one. This is what I don't get about it. 19th August 2021. This is a right club for me for the rest of my career. Look like a few months later, I will return to play there. Inter Milan. I'm in love with Italy. How do you explain? Exactly. Tuchel press conference at 9 a.m. Don't be shocked if he comes out and says everything is fine with Lukaku. That will deflect the situation, make Chelsea fans more relaxed. Stuff is happening behind the scenes. Tuchel is not happy. You can tell. Was this even his transfer? It doesn't matter when the interview occurred. It's unprofessional and shouldn't have happened. Lost massive amounts of respect for the player. Like, this is the bottom line, unfortunately. He's been stitched up by the original quotes. but he still shouldn't be saying this kind of thing publicly. It should always stay between him and Tuchel. It's the Inter quotes that are worse, to be honest. Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, Romelu Lukaku, with all the adversities that we've been having, it wasn't wise what he did. Whether it was 3 weeks ago, whether it happened now, I don't care. You don't go around saying those sort of things. What does he mean by when he says the manager has changed module, the manager has changed system? What do you mean? Look at the way we played last season with 3 up front fluid. And this is how you wanted to play. Sure, it wasn't being played in that manner, but you've said after the Aston Villa game, you've talked it out. Why the need to then come out publicly and say the manager has changed module? Does that look good? You've done a dirty, mate. Romelu Lukaku, you've done a dirty. You're the highest paid footballer at Chelsea Football Club. Why are you running your mouth like this? You're not happy, talk to Thomas Tuchel. Why are you talking to Sky Sports? Do you need to tell Sky Sports? It wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary to say this. Even if you're unhappy, did you not think for a second what this could mean for Chelsea Football Club? Are you looking to drive Thomas Tuchel out of here? I'm sick of this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sick of this. These players, all they do, they only think about themselves, man. This is what I don't... This is why I don't have time for them. I really don't. This is when you guys, the fans, when you start protecting your Callum Hudson-Odois, your Pulisic's, your Timo Werner's, Hakim Ziyech, Mason Mount, I don't have time. Stop, protect Chelsea Football Club. This guy's audacity, Romelu Lukaku's audacity. You are getting paid handsomely. Whatever you said, taken out of context or not, it still doesn't matter. You're talking about, situation that you're not happy and it's normal. Okay, that might be because you've been sick, you've been injured. But look how it's been portrayed. Did you not think that when you say these sort of things, it will be portrayed like this? The media is after us, Romelu Lukaku. Do you not know? This is so foolish from you. Why the need to pour out your heart for Sky Italy? Can you not talk to your family members about it? Can you not talk to Thomas Tuchel? Can you not talk to your friends? Is there a need to talk about this publicly? Then you go on to say the manager has changed module. How does that look? Eventually enough, the last couple of games, we have changed the way we are looking for Romelu Lukaku quicker. He is far more free and mobile. And he looks up for the challenge. He's talking about we are the hunters. Every game is like a final. What were you trying to get out of that whole situation? I'm really bothered, ladies and gentlemen, about how he said that the manager changed the module. Why are you putting the manager under the bus? Why? Then you go on to say your love affair for Inter Milan and you want to go back to Inter Milan still at a good level. You're in your prime now. You just came to Chelsea. Is it necessary to talk about how you want to go back to Inter Milan? Is it necessary? You can say, yeah, the way it happened with Inter wasn't right. You apologize. It is what it is. I mean, would it be that bad if you had said that in that interview to Sky Italy that you always had the dream to come to Chelsea? And who knows? You could have said, who knows? Maybe down the track in the future, I could possibly go back to Inter. But the way you're talking about Inter, like you want to go now. Ladies and gentlemen, the media, they're going to run with this now. They're going to run with this. The press conference is going to be interesting tomorrow. I don't know how we're going to shape up against Liverpool mentally. This is all over the social media right now. This is going to be headline news tomorrow. This will be everything that's going to be talked about in the press conference. Thank you, Romelu Lukaku, for bringing the club to disrepute. It was not necessary what you said, mate. It was not necessary. If I'm Chelsea, I'd be finding some of his salary, weekly salary. You don't need to publicly come out and talk like that. Out of context, in context, I don't care. You don't need to say that kind of stuff. You need to do an interview, but you don't need to talk so openly about these things. You're frustrated, you're unhappy, we get that. I honestly hope, sincerely hope Chelsea Football Club is not in emotion the way things have been panning out in December. Now this, who knows what's going to happen over the January transfer window if Thomas Tuchel doesn't get his desired players that he needs to compete in all fronts. I hope Chelsea Football Club are not driving this manager out of here. I honestly, sincerely pray for once, keep the manager. Some of these players, they don't want to play for Chelsea. They don't want to play for Chelsea. They're constantly whinging and whining about minutes, this, that, not happy. Get lost, man. Honestly, get lost. Get lost, man. I've had enough, man. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. Seriously. Romelu Lukaku, you did a dirty, mate. You honestly did a dirty. F off, mate. Honestly, F off.